It presents an opportunity for us to recount our history, picking the lessons it teaches, and thereby forging a new path for progress and development.
What if I told you that one African president helped another unlock billions in gold revenue, without firing a bullet, without begging the IMF, and without making headlines? In just 4 months, Ghana, long known as Africa's leading gold producer, pulled off what seemed impossible. From January to April, gold profits didn't just rise. They exploded. More than $2.7 billion in revenue. Nearly 30,000 kilograms of gold exported. That's 4 times more than the same period just 1 year before. But here's what nobody is telling you. Behind this quiet economic miracle is a force no one expected. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the bold, revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. He didn't invade. He didn't make speeches at Davos. But his actions, his vision, and most importantly, his Pan-African alliances, lit the fire that inspired this gold revolution in Ghana. Today, we expose the truth that media giants are ignoring. We reveal how Traoré's economic defiance in the Sahel is triggering a chain reaction, and how Ghana is now profiting from that boldness. This is the story of African wealth reclaimed, of a movement rising from the ground, and of 2 nations proving that Africa no longer needs permission to be powerful. This isn't just economics, this is liberation. Ghana, once called the Gold Coast, has always been rich in mineral wealth. Gold has flowed through its soil for centuries. Yet for decades, the lion's share of profits left the continent. Foreign-owned mining companies, corrupt middlemen, and smuggling routes robbed the nation of its rightful wealth. Even with its status as the top gold producer in Africa, Ghana struggled to turn its gold into genuine prosperity. Revenue leaked through weak regulations, offshore accounts, and shady royalty schemes. But in 2024, something shifted. The numbers tell a new story. And the world is watching. In the first 4 months of 2024, Ghana's gold export revenue surged to $2.7 billion, more than triple what was earned in early 2022. Gold shipments skyrocketed from 7,500 kilograms to over 30,000 kilograms. These aren't projections. These are real, tracked, audited numbers, confirmed by Ghana's Customs Authority and the central bank. But here's the kicker. This gold wasn't stolen from poor miners or extracted with blood. This was legally moved, properly taxed, and nationally recorded. How did Ghana pull this off? What changed? That's where Traoré comes in. In Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has been waging a war, not just against insurgents but against economic colonialism. In 2023, he nationalized parts of the gold industry, kicked out exploitative foreign firms, and began building regional alliances focused on African control of African resources. Ghana took notes. President Mahama and key economic advisors started quietly observing Traoré's model, a model based on gold traceability, local refining, and export certification controlled by the state. Traoré may not have directly advised Ghana's policy shift, but his example was louder than any policy paper. He lit the path. Ghana's 2024 boom was the result of a bold new reform package unofficially dubbed GhanaGoldBoom, Gold Borders on Demand. These included real-time gold tracking from mine to port, mandatory repatriation of export revenue through Ghanaian banks, special gold export tariffs reinvested into public services, partnership with regional security forces to crush smuggling routes. By removing middlemen and enforcing strict compliance, Ghana reclaimed control. And it paid off. Billions of dollars paid off. Before these reforms, Ghana was losing hundreds of millions every year through illegal gold exports. Traffickers moved gold through backdoor routes into Dubai, South Africa, and even Europe. In March 2024, the Ghanaian military launched Operation Golden Net, a security task force inspired by Burkina Faso's own mineral protection units. Within weeks, over 70 illegal smuggling operations were dismantled. Gold that once disappeared into international vaults now returned to Ghanaian hands. The numbers coming out of Ghana's Customs Authority and the central bank stunned even seasoned economists. Not only had Ghana moved more gold, but it had also collected more taxes, royalties, and foreign reserves than in any previous quarter in modern history. This proved two things. The gold was always there. What was missing wasn't gold, it was leadership. President Mahama praised the new gold policies, crediting regional influence for sparking change. Finance officials avoided naming names, but among insiders, Traoré's model was openly acknowledged. Even Ghanaian MPs admitted privately. Traoré scared the system into obedience. Behind the scenes, Burkina Faso and Ghana had been exchanging diplomatic missions. Mining experts, economists, and security officers were learning from each other. A shared vision began to emerge: West African gold for West African prosperity. Since Ghana's boom, whispers of gold reform have echoed in Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, Niger, and Mali. The message is clear: the old system is not untouchable. Burkina and Ghana are building a gold corridor, and it's drawing attention from both African and foreign powers. Despite the transformation, major Western media have largely ignored this development. No viral headlines, no deep investigations. Why? Because this success challenges the narrative that African nations must rely on foreign aid and IMF loans to survive. Ghana and Burkina Faso are showing a new path, one that doesn't align with neocolonial interests. This isn't just a financial victory. This is a declaration of economic sovereignty. Ghana is now holding more gold reserves, negotiating better trade deals, and strengthening its currency, all because of reforms inspired by a fellow African leader. It's a quiet revolution that's turning into a loud message. Young Africans are watching closely. From Ouagadougou to Accra, youth-led forums and social movements are praising this shift. They see Traoré and Mahama not just as presidents, but as symbols of African pride, courage, and control. The dream of a self-sufficient Africa no longer feels distant. It's happening. As expected, this success hasn't gone unnoticed by global financial institutions. The World Bank has already issued concerns about transparency and stability, but these warnings sound hollow, especially when African nations are finally profiting from their own natural resources. The fear? If this model spreads, the old system collapses. The partnership between Ghana and Burkina Faso is a blueprint, a vision that says, African gold should serve African people. No more crumbs, no more giveaways. This is the boldness Kwame Nkrumah dreamed of. This is the fire Sankara lit. And today, Traoré and Mahama are fanning those flames. The long-term strategy isn't just national wealth, it's regional empowerment. Plans are underway to build an integrated West African gold corridor linking certified mines, refineries, and sovereign vaults in Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Mali. This corridor would cut out Swiss refineries, Dubai smugglers, and European gold traders. It would make West Africa the world's most independent and self-sustaining gold bloc. Traoré, Mahama, and their counterparts are now discussing a shared digital gold currency and African-owned precious metals exchange. Not everyone is celebrating. Former colonial powers, especially France, are applying diplomatic pressure. French mining companies have seen contracts cancelled. French banks are being cut off from new gold-backed payment systems. There are even rumors of soft coups and covert destabilization attempts. But the people of Burkina Faso and Ghana remain defiant. Their leaders are not bending. The gold battle is now a sovereignty war. For decades, Pan-Africanism felt like a dream deferred. But this gold alliance is turning that dream into action. It's a functional, working example of nations helping each other rise, without handouts, without debt traps. It's about shared struggle, shared vision, shared victory, and other nations are noticing. Kenya, Tanzania, Senegal, they're watching and preparing. The gold boom is just the beginning. Agricultural reforms, military partnerships, digital sovereignty, and education exchanges are all emerging from the Burkina-Ghana axis. If these trends continue, West Africa could shift the global economic balance within a decade. But the road ahead is not easy. Pressure will mount. Threats will come. But so will opportunity if the people remain awake. Ghana's $3 billion gold boom is more than a number. It's a symbol, a spark, a sign that African nations, when inspired by one another and driven by courage, can do the impossible. Traoré's influence has proven contagious, not through domination, but through example. This is the rise of the African gold age. And it's only just beginning. So next time someone says Africa is poor, tell them to check the books. Tell them to watch Ghana. Tell them to follow Traoré. Because the ground beneath our feet is not just soil, it's power. Welcome to Stand Up Africa. This is your go-to channel for bold African stories, real news, and fearless truth. From politics to power moves, we spotlight Africa's rising voices. Subscribe and join the movement because Africa is standing up and the world is watching. Disclaimer: the content on Stand Up Africa is for informational and educational purposes only. While we aim for accuracy, we encourage viewers to do their own research. All opinions expressed are those of the creators and do not reflect official positions unless stated.
Between January and April, Ghana's gold revenue skyrocketed to $2.7 billion. That's more than triple what it earned in the same period just 2 years earlier. Not only that, the amount of gold exported nearly quadrupled, from roughly 7,500 kilograms in early 2023 to over 30,000 kilograms in just 4 months. These weren't estimates or hopeful projections. These were real transactions, tracked through Ghana's customs authority and recorded in the books of its central bank. And that's not all. This windfall didn't come from some newly discovered gold mine. It was the result of deliberate actions taken by President Traoré within his first 120 days in office. In this time frame, he managed to transform the mining industry, earning Ghana billions of dollars and placing it on the path to prosperity. But how did he accomplish this feat? What steps did he take to turn the mining industry around so quickly? And most importantly, what can other African countries learn from his example? Before we begin, please support us by subscribing to our channel. Let's start at the beginning. When Traoré came into office, Ghana's economy was in a tailspin. The country was facing a myriad of challenges, including a depreciating currency, dwindling foreign reserves, and mounting debt. The situation was so dire that Ghana was forced to seek help from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, to avoid a total economic collapse. However, despite these daunting challenges, Traoré remained optimistic about Ghana's future. He believed that the country had the potential to become one of the wealthiest in Africa, and he was determined to make that vision a reality. One of Traoré's key priorities was to boost Ghana's gold exports. Gold has been an important part of Ghana's economy for centuries, and the president believed that it could be a key driver of growth if properly managed. However, he knew that to increase gold exports, he needed to take bold and decisive action. The good news is that he was up to the task. Upon assuming office, Trudeau wasted no time in implementing his plan to transform the gold industry. He understood that the key to success lay in attracting investment and creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. To that end, he introduced a series of measures designed to make Ghana a more attractive destination for investors in the gold sector. These included streamlining the process of obtaining mining licenses, reducing bureaucratic red tape, and providing incentives for companies to invest in new gold mining projects. In addition to these measures, Trudeau also took steps to ensure that Ghana's gold exports were more competitive on the international market. He worked to improve the quality of Ghana's gold, which had previously been plagued by issues such as low carat purity and high levels of impurities. By investing in new technology and training local workers, Trudeau was able to ensure that Ghana's gold met the highest international standards. These bold moves by President Traoré paid off in a big way. Within just 120 days in office, he had managed to triple Ghana's gold profits compared to the same period in the previous year. But this was no overnight success. Rather, it was the culmination of years of hard work and planning. When Traoré first took office, he inherited a gold industry that was in sharp need of reform. Years of mismanagement and corruption had taken their toll, and the industry was in desperate need of a turnaround. But Traoré was up to the challenge. He brought in a new team of experts and began working to address the industry's most pressing problems. One of the first things they did was to crack down on illegal mining, which had become a major problem in Ghana. Illegal miners, known locally as galamsey operators, had been using harmful chemicals and polluting the environment while evading taxes. Trudeau made it clear that he would not tolerate this any longer and launched a major crackdown on illegal mining operations. This resulted in the closure of many mines and the arrest of several illegal miners. In addition to cracking down on illegal mining, Trudeau also worked to improve the safety and working conditions in Ghana's gold mines. He implemented new regulations and provided training to workers to ensure that they were working in safe and healthy conditions. This not only improved the quality of life for the miners, but also helped to boost productivity. Another key part of Trudeau's plan was to promote transparency and good governance in the gold industry. He worked to ensure that all mining companies operating in Ghana were held to the same high standards of ethics and accountability. This included measures to prevent corruption and ensure that the revenues from the gold industry were used to benefit the people of Ghana. Despite the challenges, Traoré and his team pressed on with their reform efforts. They worked tirelessly to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and to attract investment in the gold sector. And their hard work was about to pay off in a big way. Within just 120 days of taking office, Ghana's gold exports were booming. The reforms that Traoré had put in place were working, and the results were nothing short of spectacular. Here are some of the key highlights of Ghana's gold success story under Traoré's leadership. A surge in gold production and export earnings. Within just 120 days, Ghana's gold production increased significantly, leading to a surge in export earnings. The country produced over 30,000 kilograms of gold valued at over $2.7 billion. This was a major improvement over the previous year when gold exports had reached only $897 million. An increase in the number of active gold mines. Under Traoré's leadership, the number of active gold mines in Ghana increased from 38 to 48. This was due to the government's efforts to promote investment in the gold sector and create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Job creation and poverty reduction. The growth in Ghana's gold industry has led to the creation of thousands of jobs for Ghanaians. This has helped to reduce poverty and improve living standards in the country. Increased government revenue. The higher gold exports have also resulted in increased government revenue, which has been used to fund important social programs and infrastructure projects. Foreign exchange earnings. Gold is one of the main foreign exchange earners for Ghana. The surge in exports has helped to boost Ghana's foreign exchange reserves, making the country less vulnerable to external shocks. While these achievements are impressive, it is important to note that they were not easy to come by. Traoré and his team faced many challenges during their first 120 days in office, from vested interests to resistance to change. But they persevered, and the results speak for themselves. Ghana's gold success story under President Traoré, a shining example of what can be achieved with good leadership and a commitment to reform. The president's bold moves to transform the gold industry have paid off in a big way, generating billions of dollars in revenue and creating thousands of jobs. His story is an inspiration to other African leaders who are looking for ways to grow their economies and improve the lives of their citizens. As Ghana continues to reap the benefits of its thriving gold industry, one thing is clear: the best is yet to come. With President Traoré at the helm, Ghana is poised to become one of the wealthiest countries in Africa. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share our videos. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more insightful content in the future.